since I've first ridden a CFMoto bike. The 300 SR feels like the perfect choice for beginners on a budget that want a brand new motorcycle. But if you're a more experienced rider, you're going to want more power. The Chinese brand does have several options, but no supersport bikes so far. It has been a year since I've first heard some rumors about a CFMoto sports bike. The company has been working closely with KTM for many years now. And it even owns 51% of the Austrian motorcycle manufacturer. KTM has been quite active recently, updating the SR-C21 and launching the new track-only SR-C8C, among other things. So the first time I heard the rumor about a possible CFMoto sports bike based on a KTM, I was hoping for something along the lines of the 1190 RC8. But perhaps that would have been too big of a step for CFMoto. Their expansion plans are obvious, as they've also launched the new 800 metric tons touring bike earlier this year. The 700 CLX is also quite new, and I haven't seen it on the streets just yet. The natural step forward seems to be adding at least one more cylinder to their 300 SR recipe. And it looks like we aren't too far away from that happening. CFMoto has just unveiled the SR-C21 concept, a product of their RD Europe Medina 40 design studio. Some people have pointed out that the design is somewhat Ducati reminiscent, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You can see this in evolution of the 300 SR. And judging by the SC Project twin exhaust, it's most likely going to have a parallel twin engine. Either way, this bike feels like a huge step forward for CFMoto, especially if you look at their lineup from 10 years ago. It has been a little over a year since I've first ridden a CFMoto bike. The 300 SR feels like the perfect choice for beginners on a budget that want a brand new motorcycle. But if you're a more experienced rider, you're going to want more power. The Chinese brand does have several options, but no supersport bikes so far. It has been a year since I've first heard some rumors about a CFMoto sports bike. The company has been working closely with KTM for many years now. And it even owns 51% of the Austrian motorcycle manufacturer. KTM has been quite active recently, updating the SR-C21 and launching the new track-only SR-C8C, among other things. So the first time I heard the rumor about a possible CFMoto sports bike based on a KTM, I was hoping for something along the lines of the 1190 RC8. But perhaps that would have been too big of a step for CFMoto. Their expansion plans are obvious, as they've also launched the new 800 metric tons touring bike earlier this year. The 700 CLX is also quite new, and I haven't seen it on the streets just yet. The natural step forward seems to be adding at least one more cylinder to their 300 SR recipe. And it looks like we aren't too far away from that happening. CFMoto has just unveiled the SR-C21 concept, a product of their RD Europe Medina 40 design studio. Some people have pointed out that the design is somewhat Ducati reminiscent, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You can see this in evolution of the 300 SR. And judging by the SC Project twin exhaust, it's most likely going to have a parallel twin engine. Either way, this bike feels like a huge step forward for CFMoto, especially if you look at their lineup from 10 years ago.